Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. Happy birthday, Jackson. Today, we're going to talk about a different group of people that are hesitant to go get the shot. Because I got a question. And to be honest, I'll go ahead and tell you now, I don't know that I have a solution to this one. Basic statement is Grandma's being irrational. She won't go get the shot. She's talking about the Tuskegee experiment. Grandma's black. Irrational. No, not in this case. It's not irrational. Irrational means without reason. She has a reason. One of the reasons I can normally come up with good arguments is because I take people's rhetoric, the stuff that they say, and I turn it back on them to get them to question what they're saying. I can't get Grandma to question whether or not the Tuskegee experiment happened. It did. It did. It's a historical fact. That occurred. And to be clear, that's the best known example of that happening. Not the only one. There are events like that throughout American history. And there's the other part. To me, to you, that's history. To Grandma, that's a memory. She was alive when that happened. Almost guaranteed. It's not irrational. It's not irrational. The good news is that since she isn't irrational, you may just want to use facts. You may just want to come at it from the point of view of, yeah, that absolutely happened. And the thing that makes those events so horrific is not just did people who should be trusted, people in a position of authority, not just did they fail to provide or flat out deny treatment and protection, once they did that, they studied it, or they came back later and studied it. Study the effects, typically to benefit people who didn't look like those who were impacted. That's what makes it more horrific. And this is going to be just like that. They're going to study this. The difference is today, you get to choose which group you're in. You get to choose whether you're in the group that gets treatment, gets protection, or not. But make no mistake about it, it's gonna be studied. It's going to be very similar. They'll run the same type of stuff to see how it progressed and who it impacted. I'd also point out that when history books talk about the Tuskegee experiment, and there are articles about it, they normally use black and white photos and talk about when it started. It didn't end until the 70s, till the 1970s. It's not ancient history. It is incredibly likely that Grandma was alive when that happened. To her, it's a memory. She's going off of her life experiences. That's a whole lot harder to overcome than somebody who's just doing something for social capital or repeating what they heard or they bought into a Facebook meme. She's not irrational. She's got a reason. Now, the other reason that I can normally come up with good arguments is because I can typically find some way to relate to the argument being presented. I can't. I don't have anything in my life experience that puts me in a position to relate to where she's coming from. Because the people she can't trust, because of her life experience throughout all of mine, I could trust them. And I don't have anything that would allow me to see it through her eyes or even come close to it. So there may be a better argument out there, but I'm not going to be able to find it. The normal tools that I use to come up with those arguments, neither one of them are going to work here. I think your best bet is, given the fact that she isn't being irrational, she has a reason to believe what she believes, is to come at it with facts. Might help to have a grandbaby around too. I mean, that never hurts. When you're talking about this stuff, understand it always gets presented like it happened a really long time ago. There are people alive today who were alive when it happened. It's not ancient history. So it's not an unfounded fear. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.